Hey guys, what's up? My name is Eric and I'm the Techy Agent, and today we're taking a look at the Whoop Strap 2.0. The Whoop Strap 2.0 is by all accounts one of the most expensive fitness wearables you can buy right now, ringing in at a whopping $500, and it's unfortunately only compatible with iPhone. Sorry, Android users. The band brags to have one of the most accurate optical heart rate sensors in the market, so accurate that it can also take heart rate variability readings, which is a strong indicator of physiological stress on your body. The band can also detect the ambient temperature, which means as your body heats up, it's able to detect that temperature increase, and again, that will factor into the overall stress that it's recording throughout the day. The band will also do automatic sleep detection, but its biggest feature is that it has strain, sleep, and recovery analysis. So this is different than other fitness trackers in the sense that this will tell you more than just how much sleep you've gotten, how many calories you've burned, and how much distance you've traveled. This will actually tell you what all of that exercise is doing to your body on a physiological level. So the point of my review isn't just to see if this is accurate in tracking various types of exercise. I also want to see if the feedback that this device is giving me is accurate. Out of the box, you'll get the Whoop Strap 2.0 and you'll get a charging shell or pack that you can slide on the device to charge it while you're actually wearing it. Now, this charging pack is not waterproof, even though the Whoop Strap 2.0 is, so that means you'll have to remember to not wear the charging pack when you're going into water sports or wearing it into the shower. Now, you simply slide it on, you'll have little LED lights that will light up indicating that the device is charging, and you'll get a complete charge in about 90 minutes. The charging pack can be recharged with a micro USB cord that is included, and the band itself will get about 2 days worth of battery life. Now, the first exercise or workout routine that I put this through was my strength training lifting regimen, and you'll select through a variety of different activities using the application. You do have to manually start and stop exercise using the app, not the device itself. Now, this does come with a wide assortment of different activities that it can track, including weightlifting, and so I started the activity, and in order to check my vitals during my workout, I did have to refer back to the app, as the band itself does not have a screen. So that may be a deal breaker for some of you. If you want to track all of the different metrics that this is collecting during exercise, you do have to use your phone to view all of that data. So I did go ahead and put this through a variety of very basic and typical strength training exercises just to see if the built-in optical heart rate sensor was able to keep up, because honestly, built-in optical heart rate sensors tend to not do well on the wrist, and to my surprise, it did pretty well. I would say that this was within 5 to 10 beats of what my actual heart rate was, just based on an anecdotal level. So I was very pleased with the performance of the built-in optical heart rate sensor. So in my opinion, the heart rate sensor on this did a fantastic job, and I think in part it's due because the band is a very elasticy band that really keeps that sensor snug against your wrist, and it did a great job keeping my heart rate, not just in strength training, but in every other kind of exercise that I put this through. So in terms of collecting heart rate data and calories burned during exercise, this agreed with my Garmin Fenix 5X, which is paired with an external heart rate sensor. And so this did a really good job tracking active exercise, no matter if it was steady state cardio, cycling, running, or if it was, high intensity interval training or strength training based exercise. This did a good job all around. Now, in all honesty, I did miss having a screen giving me that feedback and information in real time. It was not convenient having to look at my phone, but it is what it is. Now, with the Whoop Strap 2.0, you'll be interacting with the app a lot. One of the ways that you interact with the app is in starting an activity, and when you start an activity, as I mentioned before, you can select from a wide variety of different activities. Now, one of the cool features about the band is that if you happen to forget an activity, you can actually add that activity in later. You can just put a start time for the activity and end time, and then select what that activity was. And since the device is always tracking your heart rate and it's always having the sensors on tracking your movement, you can add that activity afterwards. This also has what's called a sleep coach, which allows you to set a wake-up time, and then you can choose if you want to peak, get by, or perform tomorrow, and it will tell you when you need to go to sleep based on your current recovery level. Now, the app does have a built-in calendar, which allows you to go back and review activities or review days to see how you've progressed. And after you've worn the device for about 4 or 5 days, it begins to calibrate its coaching and advice to you based on your personal experience, exercising, sleeping, and how many steps and calories that you're taking throughout the day. And it will give you 2 really helpful scores. One is a strain score, and that's based mostly on your heart rate data and how much exercise and steps you're doing throughout the day. So as you exercise, your day strain will obviously go up. But then also one of the helpful things is that this will also give you a recovery score, not just a day strain score. So if you're sleeping well, even if you're exercising a lot, your recovery score should remain in the green. However, you'll notice that I did have a couple of days where my recovery was in the yellow or even red because I either did not sleep well or I might have gone to bed much later than I normally do. And your recovery score is based heavily on your resting heart rate and your heart rate variability. So if your resting heart rate goes up and your heart rate variability goes down, then it will give you a worse recovery score, letting you know that you need to take a day where you rest a little. In short, I do feel that the feedback and coaching that this was giving me was accurate and helpful. Now, this is by no means a perfect device, so I want to point out a couple of the things that were kind of a pain to me. The first one is that this does not have built-in GPS. It uses tethered GPS, where it pairs with your phone via Bluetooth in order to track your distance for things like jogging or cycling. So that may not be a big deal for some people, but for me, I like to leave my cell phone at home when I'm going out to do a GPS-based exercise. I would prefer the wearable that I have to have built-in GPS, and since this doesn't have it, you have to take your phone with you if you want to record your distance. The other annoying thing is how this syncs with the cloud. So your device can store up to 3 days worth of exercise, and then you need to synchronize all of that data with the app, and then the app communicates to the cloud in order to save all of your data. Now, that would be fine, except all of that process takes, according to Whoop, about 15 minutes a day. It takes 15 minutes a day of syncing in order to get a full 24 hours worth of data backed up. So from the dashboard, you pull down on the app and then it will synchronize the data that's on the device to the app and then upload that to the cloud. And if you notice here, every time that I'm doing this little sync, instead of doing it in chunks of 1 hour, 2 hour, 3 hours, it's doing it in chunks of 3 minutes and 15 minutes. So let me go ahead and speed up this video by about 40 times and show you how long it actually takes just to sync a few hours worth of data. So what you're seeing is actually me syncing the data from the time I went to bed to the time that I got up in the next morning. And you would think that that brief span of 8 or 9 hours would only take a few seconds to sync that data with the cloud and with the app, but it actually took me closer to about 5 minutes. So if I had to sum up the Whoop Strap 2.0, I would say that it's not going to be the perfect device for someone who's going to do GPS tracking sports, such as running and jogging. Those individuals are going to want to use a more traditional GPS tracker. But if you're someone who is looking to track the physiological stress levels that your body is having as a response to gym-based exercise like CrossFit, high-intensity interval training, strength training, all of those kinds of things, then this is a good option for you. Additionally, I can see the value in this device for someone who is an athlete on a team, whether that's semi-pro or professional or even just at a non-professional level. It will allow you to kind of keep tabs on what your exercise and training is doing to your body, and it allows you to push yourself to the limit and also allows you to know when you need to back off your training a little bit. So I hope you enjoyed this review. Thanks for watching. My name is Eric and I'm the Techy Agent. We'll catch you next time.